certification project or test from freeCodeCamp. Once this is done and the record is posted out, I'm gonna have the description for the certification thing on the description. For now, we're just gonna go through this one and we're gonna go do it live. This is for the JavaScript algorithms and data structures. Excuse me. So let's see if we can do this. Build a palindrome checker. A palindrome is a word or phrase that can be read the same way forwards and backwards, ignoring punctuation, case, and spacing. Okay. You need to remove all non-alphanumeric characters, punctuation, spaces, and symbols, and turn everything into the same case in order to check for palindromes. Okay, so it has to be something like this. So Pepe, no. So Pep. Okay, so yeah, this is a palindrome. Yeah, and hello is not. Okay, so it has to do this. All right, we'll leave it there so I can check on that. All right, let's begin. Let's begin right here. Start with the HTML. Doc type HTML. Just the boiler HTML boilerplate. Oops. We're gonna have that, and we're gonna have a head. Okay, that's that. And then we're gonna have a body. Surprisingly, they didn't give you a boilerplate for this one. And inside the head, we are gonna link, before I forget, because sometimes I forget, the style sheet and href. We are gonna do styles.css. And also below the body, before I forget this one too, the JavaScript, and what is the source? Yeah, I believe it's source. And the source is script.js. Sometimes we forgetting this. So, all right. And to test that this is working, let's just do the body, that body, and then we're gonna give it a background color red. Wait, hold on. See width. Oh yeah. Styles the CSS, so that should be, let me see, color. Yeah, it's not turning it, so link style shift. So that should already. Let me see. P class hello. Let's do class hello. And we're gonna do hello. Oh yeah, so it's working. There you go. Yeah, There you go. That was just a test to see that this is working. So I don't care for this right now. So our boilerplate is good. So let's go through the user stories now. You should have, well, actually, should we do meta and all this stuff? Should I? Doesn't matter. TF8. Yes, so we can just, yeah, let's go with what they ask us. Okay, they want an input with an ID. I guess we can just go with what they ask and then we can add functionality as we go. Okay, they want an input with that. Then they want an input to have a button, then a button with an ID of check button btn. Right. Let's see that it's here. We're gonna click here or check. There you go. So that's the ID. You should have a div, span, or p element with an ID of results. Let's do a div because a div is a block element. ID of result. Okay. All right, and this is a text type. Text. Okie dokie. We don't need this. We know it's working. And then the div here. Now we are gonna test this one. Test to make sure. There you go. That is there. That div is there. When you click, okay, so let's move to the JavaScript then. When you click the check button element without entering a value, the text your input. Okay, so here we go. Constant, and we're gonna do button. Yeah, we're using the name mod button. Yep. So get element by ID, and the ID is yeah, check btn, right? Yeah, and then they also have the text input, so you're just gonna name it text. No, text input. Get element by ID, and it was text input. All right, and the last button, I think we needed, yeah, results. Then okay, it's results. So we're just gonna name it result, and get element by ID, and it's result. Okay, so we have all three HTML elements got converted to JavaScript variables. All right. So what they want on number 4 is when I click on the button right here, this button. Wait, hold on. Why is the button not looking like a button? Oh, that's why I named it run. Oh, button. Okay, there you go. Now it looks like a button. All right, so when I click on this, not doing anything, right? But they want me, when I click it, number 4, it should throw an alert. So will be, let's say I read button dot add event listener on click, and then we add past the function. Correct? Yes, the function. And let's do the function here. function. Actually, let's call this let click event because this works better. And then function. And then we're gonna pass what? No, well, for now we're not passing anything. So we're gonna do button. Actually, just window dot alert. And then what do we pass? Please input a value. So that's what we pass. Okay. And then we put the click event here. Click event. So that's what we pass. All right, let's see. Not working. Okay, let's see. Let click the event function. Nameless function. Go over here. Add event listener to button. Did I call it button? Button. Okay. Window alert or return. Just to return. Let's see. Oh, get element by ID is not defined. Element. Wait, hold on. Get element by ID. Oh, wow, it's document. Document. Oof. I missed. Oh my God. Document. Oops. Document. Dot get element. Okay. There we go. It throws an alert. I don't know if you can see it in the recording. Can you see it in the recording? Oh, yes, you can. All right, perfect. So you see that that's what they wanted for number 4. When you click on it and there's nothing in this, it does that. If I have stuff, it will click it because I don't have the whole function. Right now it's just clicking on it. Okay, so let's do the if statement. If text input, that's the variable up there, and I want the value inside. So text content, no, value. It's a value, yeah, value. Dot value equals the value dot length. The length equals 0. Equals 0. Then it throw this, right? Getting the habit of putting this inside. Else, we're gonna just return hello. All right. So if this, it does the alert, and if it doesn't do anything because I just said hello. Maybe console. Console.log hello. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so it does it here. There you go. So for now, the function is working. Now, let's see what else they want. Number 5. When the text input element contains only the letter A and the check button element is clicked, the result element should contain A as a palindrome. So A. And then it does for I, same thing for this. So then this is just checking. All right, so I is a palindrome because you can read I each way. This one, A. So I'm guessing if it's only one letter, they want it to be true. So thinking if text input dot value dot length equals to 1. And what I'm doing here, text input is this variable over here, which you go over here, text input was the first input, this over here. So text input dot value, the value is what you get when you put something on the input box. That's the value. So that value, if it's equals and then you get length. If the length is 1, then what we wanted is to return, that specific element, which will be text input dot value. We want to return that, and is a palindrome. Palindrome, that's what you say. Okay, so we want to return that. All right, so we text content return. Oh, okay. It's not returning anything because where are we returning it? So we have to return it. Okay. We have to do this right here, and the test was in the result. So okay, so we're gonna change. Result, which we already brought it up over here. We're gonna change the text, the input, the text content equals to that. So we're gonna set the text content, the value inside this text. We're gonna change it to that. So let's see. A is a palindrome. Palindrome. Okay, palindrome. Palindrome. Okay, so there you go. If it's only one, it says A is a palindrome. So that one's fine. So that works. And then if it's nothing, it gives you the error. So we have that 5 and 6. 7 is with I. Then they want it with I whatever. Rare car. So now it's all the test. If you input not a palindrome, then it will give you not a palindrome. So, okay, so the next one will be, so else if, let's see. If it's 0, the alert. If it's 1, they want that. Then it is whether it's a palindrome or not. So else if, okay, let's see. How are we gonna make it a palindrome? It has to be read the same way forwards and backwards. So let me do 2 variables up here. Okay. Let text right here. Text. And what are we gonna do with the text? We need to remove. They want to remove all alphanumeric values. Okay. So text will be text dot input, or text input. It will be text input dot value. So that's the value we get from here, right? And what we're gonna do to the value is first is a string. So inputs gives you string. So we're gonna make it into an array real quick. I'm gonna split it into an array. So now that we got an array, we wanna take out everything that is not a number, anything that is not a number or a letter. So filter. We're gonna do the dot filter. We're gonna pass a function. So we're gonna the character and character. So what? So I think the best one it will be a regex. So I need a regex. Okay, let me just man. All right. Let's do a regex up here. Constant, and then regular expression, and the regular expression will be a new reg expression, and this expression is going to be, let me see, so that will be anything on the front and then anything on the back. We're gonna start it with that. In the middle, what are we gonna give it in the middle? We're gonna make a group. Let's make a group. And this group is going to contain spaces. We don't want any spaces. And it's going to complete anything that is not alphanumeric. So this one removes everything that is not an alphanumeric. And then remove this one. And we also need to remove this one, the little guy over here. Okay, that. So that removes all of that. And then let's wrap this in parentheses right here. So that gives us all regular expressions. So this, the S gives us, removes all spaces, and this removes anything that is not numeric, which is what they say here, punctuation, spaces, symbols. So actually I shouldn't even need this, to be honest. So let's see if we remove this. Oh, does it remove spaces? I'm not sure, so we're gonna leave it there. And this one, because this W does not remove the underscore. So now, all right, we have a regular expression. So on our filter right here, we are going to filter the regular expression. So to regular expression to the character. So that's what we want up right here and that. Okay, so we're gonna pass that. Yeah, okay. Text input value. Let's check that out real quick. So we're gonna run a test of this down here. We're gonna do a test function. Let test equals function and we're gonna console dot log, console log, and we're gonna pass. Wait, we're gonna do an event, right? I'm gonna click the event, put it here. When I click it, text, console.text, right? It's gonna be the input. Okay, yeah. So instead of this, we're gonna do a test, right? Yeah. F is a palindrome. So let's see if I do a number. Hello. I click it. Doesn't do anything because it matches. What if I only do hello? Regular expression. So it's filtering if it. Why did it did F is a palindrome? It shouldn't have done anything because I'm doing test function, right? Yeah. Why are you still running the click event? Why are you still running that one? You shouldn't. You are under this. Oh, because this thing right here. Oh, sheesh. No, it shouldn't. It should not. Interesting. So I still run it through there. And it's still doing this or A. Even though I'm trying to run this. Okay, so we're gonna have to do it just from here. From outside. Okay. I just want to console. We're gonna console something else then without a function. Oh, I see the mistake. It should be not. So it should be not over here. Okay, never mind. Because if it's not, this is filtering for spaces and symbols and putting it into text, but we want anything that is not. Okay, there you go. So that fixes that. So that's text. Now that we have text, we need to compare it to the inverse. Let reversed text. And this is going to be text. Oh, I know why. Oh, okay. Also, so we split it into an array. We have to join it over here too and make it a string again. Join. Okay. All right. So we split it. We remove everything that is not a symbol and space, and then we join it again. Okay, got it. There you go. Now this is going to be the same thing. We're going to split it. Split the text above. And then after it's split, we're going to reverse it. Reverse. And then after we reverse it, we're going to join it. Okay, so now we got the text that we remove all the symbols and stuff, and then we reverse it. And then if they're both equal, then right here, if you're equal, so if text is equals to reversed text, then we can return. Okay, we return this one over here. The result, return text content. Then we do the text input is a palindrome. There you go. If it's not, else we return text input is not is is not is not a polygon. Okay, it's not. Okay, all right. So that's essentially a thing the function right here. Think we have it. Let's do some test. This is let's test this out. Okay, we have to do click event here. Click event. All right. So they want like that. All right. If it's only a uncut regular expression is not defined. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Regular expression is not defined. Correct expression. Oh, right here. All right. We want a uncut type error. Regular expression is not a function. Regular expression is not a function. Why is regular expression not a function? Okay, dot filter, then character, then not regular expression dot chart, dot join. Let me see. It's not a function. Oh. Well, I messed it up somewhere here. Okay, we got text dot input dot value. We split it. And after we split it, regular expression char, right? What do you mean? That's how you do. Oh, okay. Test. I have to test. Okay, dot test. Regular expression dot test. Ah, actually, so I think I had this one right actually from the beginning. So let me get rid of that because it will be in the first and the end. Okay. Oops. Yeah, because that's the expression variable and then I have to test it. Okay, there you go. Yes, there you go. AS is not a palindrome. Okay, so what about I? I. I is a palindrome. Okay. What else do they have? This one. Yeah, because it removes it. Okay, so now it's working. Perfect. Okay, so that is done there. What if I do this one? Not a palindrome. Not a palindrome. It's not a palindrome. Okay. So this one's. So this one is supposed to be a palindrome. Okay, let's test that one out. It's not a palindrome. Ah, look at that. It's a palindrome. So mine is saying email, blah, 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 blah. It's not a palindrome. Oh, okay. Because it has to be lowercase or uppercase. It has to be, oh, okay. There you go. We need to change something right here. So we need to make the TEDs. Okay, we'll do it on here. There you go. Let's just do two lowercase. Two lowercase. And then revert TEDs. And we're going to be here. Two lowercase. Okay, so we do that. There you go. Perfect. So that fixes that. So I think we are done with the functionality of the script. Let's see. Doesn't ask us anymore. Okay. So as functionality wise, I think we have it. There you go. So there you go. So we did it. Technically, we passed the certification already, but it looks very ugly. So how about we give it some styling now then, right? So let's make it see how they have here. All right, so they want all of this stuff. Okay, so let's begin with the background. First thing, let's keep the body. Body. Give it a width of 100% and a height of 100%, right? Oops. Then background. What background should we put it? I like light. Background, light sky. Light sky. Is that the color? Or light blue? I'm not gonna memorize all these colors. There you go, light blue, right? And let's, should I do the body? Let's go to the this. Okay, we're done with the script. And let's do two things. We're gonna do a main over here, and a main down here, inside main, right? And we're gonna give, should we make the main the container? Yeah, we'll make it a container. Class, class, container. So actually, dot container. line gradient. Jesus. What am I missing here? We don't care about this. Let's see the HTML. Oh, that's not what I want. I want this. Right. Okay, so that makes everything this color, but that's not what I want. Okay, there we go. Background. So it's background color is for the gradient. I thought, I'm gonna have to refresh my CSS, but okay. Yeah. And this one, I give it a margin, bigger margin, margin of 10 pixel. Yeah, that's no. We're gonna have a fit size for the container. Container is gonna be 400 with pixel. Yeah, we don't need that big of a container. Let's make it 500. 500 and the height ph. Make it 200. Okay, there you go. And we're gonna center to the inputs. So uh, input ID. You have to get the ID of, let's see, button and input. So it's gonna be input. Nope, that's input. That's input, and then check. Yeah, check button. Actually, we're gonna give it a class, to be honest. ID, and then we're gonna do a class. Class center. We're gonna call it center. Center. And then we're just gonna add the class to the bottom here. Class center. So then here we're just gonna do center. Center. Text align. Center. Maybe display. Oh, if we do display block, it's gonna, let's see, display block, see if it works. Display block. Yeah, that's gonna put it like that. But let's say me margin 0 auto. There you go. Okay. But I want the button right next to it. So cannot be block. Unless I put both of them inside a div and I just do the div. Okay. Just do a div here. Div. And then a div right below the button. Actually right below the results. Div. Right? And we're gonna give that center class to the div. And we are going to remove the center class from the button and the input. There you go. That's what I wanted. All right, so we're gonna add some margin to that center too on the top. 10 px. Why didn't? Oh, it's collapsing with that one. That's the container. So how about padding actually? Give it some padding because this margin is collapsing. But if we give it padding, padding top, and give it 10 px, there you go. So let's give it 20. Yeah, I gotta restart. Okay, so that's that. And we can remove the test because we know that's there. So we can remove these tests. But we're gonna add a box under right here that says what a palindrome is. So gonna be another div. We're gonna put class. And we're gonna do explain, explainer, the class explainer, right? Div right here. And the explainer, we're just gonna see what a palindrome. Yeah, palindrome is blah 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 blah. That's what a palindrome is. So we're gonna put it here. That. And what we're gonna do in the explainer is we're gonna do it in a paragraph too. Explainer is gonna contain a paragraph. So this is gonna be the paragraph. Because I want to center that explainer here. You know what? We're gonna give it a center actually. Explainer and center. 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 And we want to make it smaller though. So we're gonna do explainer. Explainer. And we're gonna add padding on padding and left. Or actually just padding. And then we don't care about this 0 for the top. The right one, we're gonna give it 10 px. Let's see. And then 0 for the bottom, and then 10 px for that. A little more. Make it 20. 20 and 20. Little more. Let's see, 40. 40. And that's not too bad. Yeah, there you go. we actually gonna do, we're gonna remove the center. Yeah, no, that's align center is fine. All right, so we have that. You know what? I'm gonna add a border to it. Uh, border, border, solid. So border radius. Border. Okay. I don't know what I was thinking. P-edge. Then solid, and then we're gonna make it black for now. So let's see. Whoa! Oh, because I did. Should I do margin? Yeah, margin. Okay. So we have still all of this that we need to collapse. Left, 10, 10, 10. Wait, what? No, that's 50. Okay. It's planar here. Oh, because the result is there. So let me see. Div. Hmm. Display flats. No. And then padding. Zero. Okay. And we're gonna add to the top maybe 10 px. 10 px. There you go. A little more. 20. What is supposed to say? It has so 25. 25. Okay, that's good. Border radius. Border radius. And 50%. Whoa, no. 20. 15. 10. Hmm. Okay. So this one has, yeah, that margin is like, you know what? I do not need that margin. Let me see something. 25. Auto. Yeah, it puts it all the way back there. So 50 px. So that's good for there. Okay, so we have that. We have this. And what else we're gonna do? Oh, the one this in white too. And is this a palindrome? Okay. And a H1 too. H1. This a palindrome, palindrome. H1. So there's a palindrome. Okay, and then the one that in a white background, center. So we can make the div the center class background. Well, I don't want it white, but gray. Yeah, forgot about this one. Actually, this is helping me here because something is off here. Can I inspect? Ah, this just makes it weird. All right, so let's check this out. So we got the blue. We got light blue for the body, light blue for the container. This I don't need right now. So, okay. So we got the container, light blue, then container is main. Center is light blue. No, center, which one? Container is light blue. Center, which we got this one. And they want the whole thing. And then we have enter in text to check for palindrome. Let me copy this. Enter in text. And we're gonna put this little paragraph P enter in text to check stat, right? We're gonna make a container out of that paragraph. So paragraph h1, and we're gonna make this a container right here. Div this class be checker wrapper, and it's gonna wrap up to up to the results, which we already have one. We have the center. Yeah, but I don't want the center. Div, and let me keep this. So we know this input is inside this. This one is inside this. Button is inside. Results is outside. Oops. Yeah, keep this code clean over here so I can see it later. Okay, the wrapper. Check a wrapper. Oops. Background white, okay. Oop, I forgot. Yeah, you have this one here. You don't want that. 0 and 50, was it? Yes. Yeah. Gonna give it a little border of 1px. We're gonna do solid. We're gonna do white. Then border radius. We're gonna make it 20%. 20 is kind of like too much. 10. Oop, Jesus. 10. Let me see something. How about I just make it a spam instead of a div, actually? That's what messes me up, I think. Let me make this wrapper a spam. Now let's check this. Display block. No. Yeah, okay. So I have div to make it into its own section. Correct, right? And do make it into its own section. And I definitely need to improve on my CSS. It's lacking on it. So let's just do that. So for now it has that, okay? Yeah. And center is gonna take off the color. Okay, we're gonna make it gray. Okay, so now we have the background gray. Margin, I'm gonna give it 10 px in the top and 10 px. Okay. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, now we're getting there. And the container is the whole thing, main, all the way to here, main. So the container is like blue. So the wrapper, actually, this wrapper should be inside the container. Oh, because I made it, okay. Because I limited the size of the container, so 500, that's why. Let's make it a little, 400. Or let's just make it auto, to be honest. It'll just be as big as it needs to be. So that's what it was. Now the wrapper, we're gonna do border bottom. No, we're gonna do margin for the wrapper. Actually, yeah, let's do a margin here. Bottom is gonna be 10 px and then 0. Oop, no, this one right. This is on both sides, top and bottom. Oh, oops, padding, don't confuse the two. Padding, bottom, bottom. There you go. Okay, padding bottom, center, explainer. Explainer. We're gonna do a margin. No, because it has already. Yeah. Oh, I should say that the result should be part of the result should be part of the check wrapper. So which is part of the result. Okay. Tip is part. Okay, result is part of it. So okay, there you go. That's better. This I don't like this how that is over here yet. Oh, that's not what I meant. Container is display block anyways because it's a div, so it doesn't matter. And hide 400 px. There you go. 300. 350, 320. There you go. That's better. This palindrome, probably. There you go. Container. border radius 10%. That's too much. 2. Yes, more like it. Two. Let's do the border on this one too. 2. Okay, that looks better. The explainer is display flats. So I can actually do justify content and make it center and remove this. Okay, justify center and then make the width to be 50%. Okay, 90%, 70%. That's better. All right, so I don't know why I was doing the margin on the size like that. Okay, so margin, just margin top, and let's do 15 px. There you go. Yeah, that's better. I like that a lot better. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Same thing, I'm gonna do the same thing with the center. Uh, Actually, the wrapper. So instead of this, we're gonna do the width. Width is gonna be 90%. I'm gonna remove this for now. Okay, so that, right? And the wrapper is, it's a div, so it's block. Okay, so we could do margin 0% and then auto. There you go. Okay, not as pretty. I need to work on my CSS, but it's a functional thing now. So we can do, it's only A is a palindrome. Hello, hello is not a palindrome. And then if we do something like I is a palindrome. What if we put with that? It's a palindrome because it has symbols and numbers. It's not a palindrome, but if we do, it's a palindrome. Okay, so essentially it works. That was for that. I need to work on my CSS, but either way, there you go. That's the certification for the first 103 on JavaScript. So my JavaScript was a lot better than my CSS actually, so I need to review my CSS. By the way, I'll leave the description so you guys can do this certification